All right, everyone. Welcome to the State Soil Scientists Quarterly Teleconference. It's October 4th, 2017. Our discussion theme today is soil health. I am Corey Owen, State Soil Scientist of Oregon, and I will be your meeting host today. As you can see, we're in the Adobe Connect environment. I wanted to give you guys a few tips on how to optimize your experience today. First is that hopefully you're all called in. If you're not called in, you're not hearing me, or you might be hearing me through your computer. If you're hearing me over two different systems, what the best thing to do would be is to mute your computer's speakers. And also, if you're out there on a telephone, please mute your phone. We will have an opportunity to have audio voice discussion, but not while the presenters are talking. So also your connection status is displayed up in those color bars, like a cell phone bar, up in the right-hand side of your screen. It should be green. Hopefully it's green for you. If you're using computer headphones, that's actually the best way to get the audio for the meeting. So if you have those, go ahead and give them a try. Like I mentioned, this is recorded, and we will be having questions and lots of opportunities for questions and answers. So as I go through the meeting, I'll help you guys know the best way, either through the phone or through the different pods, how to answer questions. So I wanted to let folks know a little bit of some of the features we're going to use. The first is the participant kind of status thing. So if you go up here to set your status, see the icon with the guy raising his hand, if everyone could go there and set their status and raise your hand, then I'll know that you found it. Excellent. So everyone's raising their hand. This is also an opportunity to give me feedback on whether or not the speaker needs to talk louder or they're talking too loud, and we can make adjustments to the audio based on that. So I encourage folks to set their status, or if you have a question and you want to say something, you can go ahead and let me know there. I'll be monitoring that through the meeting, and then I can also clear your status, as you can see right now. All right, the other thing I wanted to let folks know is that we have the chat pod. There will be a chat pod available in every layout that you see as we move through the meeting. You can chat with the whole group, or if you go up to the top corner of where you have the pod options, if you click on that, you can start chat with, and there'll be attendees, and you can personally chat with any of the attendees that are there. I have a chat going right now with all the folks that I've elevated to be presenters. So you can either have a private chat in there, or you can talk to everybody. We will be moving through multiple layouts during the meeting to optimize the screen size and that sort of thing, so you'll have to bear with me as I kind of adjust our settings as we go. Also, we have two hot topics that came in for the conversation at the end of our time today. If you have any other hot topics or something that you think of that's not necessarily the perfect time to talk about during the meeting, you can chat to me individually, and I will see if I can incorporate that towards the end. All right. Does anyone have any questions? If you have any questions, please use chat. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and move into our next thing, which is going to be kind of some warm-up questions. We have about 33 people on the poll on the meeting today, which is awesome. So one kind of nice thing, we've probably all done this before in a NEDS course, that you can do to get instant feedback from a large group is do fun poll questions. So I just kind of wanted to start this poll, and then Rick, it looks like if you have a question, can you type it in chat for me? And while I go through the poll platform. So this is just our first warm-up one. What is your favorite soil food web team? So everybody should be able to see what everybody else is voting right now. It looks like Team Fungi is in the lead. All right, so this one's just for fun. So you can see how we can quickly get feedback. It looks like it's a pretty even, only one team arthropod of all of us. Arthropods are amazing. They do all of the heavy lifting. All right, so I'm going to end the poll, and then you can see what folks are thinking. So I'll go ahead and go with some of the questions that you saw on our agenda today. So this is just an opportunity for us to go ahead and start to see how soil health is being implemented across the country. So I'm going to broadcast results and make this bigger, and hopefully folks can start to see all the different people who are working on soil health. Wow, it's a lot more state soil scientists than I thought would be. Resource soil scientists. Looks like we have one state soil health specialist, a few agronomists, resource soil scientists, me. Nice. Few state. Oh, it looks like some co-leads between the state soil scientists and the agronomists. Well, that's good. I'm actually a little surprised that it's a pretty small group of folks that do have the majority of this work, and it's great to see all the state soil scientists really seem, at least for the 33 folks on the call, that they're really leading the charge for soil health in their states. That's great. I think that speaks to our opportunities that this conference is going to start, which is also more networking and coordination between our activities. All right, so I'm going to close that poll, and let's go for another one. So how's this? Do you, the state soil scientists, actively present soil health at outreach events? And what I'm kind of asking here is, how much are you involved in getting them in front of people and talking about soils? All right, looks like, well, not everyone has responded, but most of us look like we're out in front of the group, we're talking about soils, we're doing that outreach, and we're involved in that side of the implementation. All right, here's one, a little bit on the organization of your state. Does your state have a soil health committee, task force, or some sort of working group? And the idea behind this question is, has your state organized yourself around soil health yet? Looks like most people have. Few states are not quite there yet. Good, that's good to see. And I'm sure we're all at varying stages of organization and how long we've had our groups working, and, so hopefully today with some of our presentations we'll see some examples of folks that have just started and folks that are a little bit further down the road. All right. So this is another short answer one, so I will make the pod bigger. What has been the biggest external challenge, farmers, ranchers, foresters, partners, or just anything outside, to working on soil health in your state? So talking about challenges that you've had working outside of your state. All right, so no-till, RMA, partners, time and personnel, right? Partners.
Large operation to adopt concepts.
Someone needs to use their phone. Adoption of soil health management systems. Tradition, yep, so cultural norms, social norms. Looks like research, not having research. Economics. What soil health means. So also, just so everyone knows the poll answers, I can put those together as a report, and that can come as part of the meeting summary, so folks can see what this captured here. Conventional till farmers need more research. Yeah, closed communities. So it sounds like, there's some themes here: economics, partners, the community, academia, kind of that world. So that's good. Good to have challenges that are along the same themes, because we can work together to try and address them. There you go, climate, dry areas with fallow rotation. That kind of speaks to what I wrote, which was RMA. We have challenges with RMA in those same kind of locations. Thanks, folks. Okay, I'm going to hide this one. And here we go. What has been the biggest challenge to working on soil health in your, internally, in your state? And I say don't be shy. For us, time, people, having water, integrating soil health into planning and contracting and programs, yep. Establishing metrics and goals, yeah. Communication, so internal communication between the different folks working on soil health, having adequate training, balancing soil health with workload, yep. Doing too many other jobs. I think a lot of us are in this position now. We're all covering for somebody else, stuff we didn't expect to ever do, right? So again, themes on some of the internal challenges to being able to work on soil health coming across: time, communication, and then integration with programs, that sort of thing. Well, thank you for sharing that. We have one more before we move on to our presentations. And this is for fun. What is one thing you're most proud of or has your state accomplished to support soil health? So what's something really cool that you've done in your state? Working with no-till counties, having annual workshops across the state. Here in Oregon, we have a Soil Health Partners group that we're going to be going into our second year. Someone wrote a strategic plan, rainfall simulators for demos, getting some research on the ground, being able to sign agreements, being able to adjust that lead person to the assistant state soil scientist, bring up some time. A soil health summit with 250 attendees, that's cool. Having folks in the field that are interested in working with our producers and field offices, that's great. Publications. Multiple demonstration trailers and CIG grants. Very cool. Wow, I want to learn more about what everyone's doing, and we'll be able to possibly have some more time to share with that as well. Oh, that's a prairie chicken. That's cool. Great. Well, I hope people enjoyed kind of getting a feel for where everybody else was in the state as they're approaching this. I think it's been interesting for me to see where folks are, and it's cool to see the different similarities that we're all working with. If you have any questions or comments, then let's go ahead and you can put them in chat, or if someone wants to unmute their phone and ask a question or comment, now is the time. All right, I will note that one of those questions Tony answered in the chat pod about probably some of their challenges. Okay, so with that, I'm going to move us over to start our presentation.